It is a legal battle brewing tonight between York County and the Dover Area School District. The county officials say they need the district to open some school buildings to be used as polling locations. But the board says that is a problem. CBS 21's Alex Thill breaking down both sides of this continuing situation that has now become a lawsuit.
Yeah, Joel D., the Vice President Commissioner of York County, tells me the county has been trying to secure the building behind me and the Dover Area High School for polling locations for almost 2 years. But the school board says it's putting the safety of its students first.
4 yes, 5 no.
Motion fails.
That's the most recent rejection from the Dover School Board, preventing the county from using school buildings as polling booths 2 weeks ago.
We have the responsibility of administering elections here in York County, and we want to make sure that no one in Dover Township is disenfranchised.
There are around 150 polling spots in York County, and while Dover Township already has designated places for the community to cast their votes, county officials say they don't meet the township's needs.
These existing polling locations, although they can accommodate the off-year elections, when we have these major turnouts, they're inadequate for parking. The accessibility is limited. We had to hire a third party to come in and manage the traffic in Dover Township. And it cost the taxpayers about $15,000 to bring in that extra resource.
And with the governor's race this year, the county expects more people will head to the polls. But a majority of the school board says student safety and educations are at risk.
Our best option is to use the middle school gymnasium, but that would still, there's no way of securing that the administration feels comfortable in having school while we have elections going on.
That means students would have to learn remotely on election days, a learning structure most of the board members say they're not comfortable with.
Virtual learning does not work. The kids will not learn. You got to have them in school to be educated properly.
And while the school board did vote against allowing the county to use its facilities, Pennsylvania state law says the school board has to comply should a county request the use of a school district's facilities. A school district spokesperson told me the litigation will not be discussed at this time, but that the safety of the students remains the top priority.
I can only acknowledge that I'm sure it's disruptive to some degree for the school district, but we are under obligations to maintain accessibility, safe, secure elections, and that is a core responsibility of county government.
And the Vice President Commissioner tells me that should a conclusion in the lawsuit be reached within the next 30 days, that the Dover area school facilities could serve as polling locations by the primaries in May. Reporting live in York County, I'm Alex Thill, CBS 21 News.
Here's the situation, folks. York County suing the school board right now in Dover over the use of a couple of its schools. They want to have that area to be able to hold elections. The district says this would be tough for student safety and student learning. Let's get into this with CBS 21's Alex Thill joining us in York County. Before we get going, Alex, I'm going to point people to go to our YouTube page because we had a great discussion there just a little bit ago if people want to learn more about this. But we have a good 3 minutes to get into it right now. Why does York County need these locations? They've already been holding elections for a while.
That's a great question, Joel D. So York County already has about 150 polling locations, but they have seen an upward trend in voter turnout with the last presidential election, about 75% of the township showing up. So they need a place that has more accessibility. The current areas, it's posing problems for traffic, for people who are handicapped to be able to get into the building. So they were looking at the Dover Middle School and High School as places that have more of an availability access for people in the township.
Right, okay, so they say, okay, we need your spots. And then the school district says, you know what, this isn't going to work for us. What are the biggest issues that they brought up?
The biggest issues that they brought up, and this was after we parsed through a meeting that the school board held on February 17th, those issues were security and educational purposes. So the middle school, the polling would happen inside the gymnasium. and the school board doesn't feel like they can adequately secure that from any voters going in to then access other parts of the school. So because of that, they would have students be remote learning that day. And a lot of the board members felt that that wasn't an appropriate solution and that remote learning wasn't enough of an education for the kids on those days. And in terms of that, they think that because of November elections, that is when Thanksgiving happens. It's when a lot of parent-teacher conferences are happening. So they didn't want to have more remote learning in November.
Yeah, and it's more days than you think. You know, there's the primary, then there's the general election. And it would be easy if it was just a national holiday. It's not. And so you have to be open during these times. Who has the actual final say on this traditionally?
Well, it is a Pennsylvania state law that should any county in Pennsylvania request a school board or an educational board give up those facilities to be polling locations, that the school board complies with those requests. So that is a Pennsylvania state law. It's been a Pennsylvania state law since 1937. So it'll be interesting to see how this lawsuit and litigation play out with that law still in effect.
Last thing, timing here could be an issue as well because we know the court system can take a while and we're not too far away from the primary.
No, we're not too far away from the primaries. Those are in May. And a question I asked the Vice President Commissioner of York County was, if this lawsuit is settled before then, could those primary elections happen in those schools by May? He said that if this lawsuit is resolved within 30 days, that's still a possibility. But we know that lawsuits could take longer than that, so we'll have to wait to see how that plays out.
And then there are appeals and everything else. So yes, Alex Thill, great job breaking down both sides of that thing.